I'm tired of the slop that's all around us. From the buildings and the city we live in, where everything looks the same, where every city lost its soul and is just built for convenience, to food, fast food, where the food is edible but it's just stale, with no love, with no soul, to the internet, which is filled with movies and TV shows and music that they are meh. No soul, no meaning, no humanity. TV shows and reboots where they're just fine to watch, but they're not groundbreaking, they're not new, they're not inventive. To YouTube, where most of the videos are just copies of the other video. It's not the same as, let's say, 15 years ago, where there were more identity in YouTube, in buildings, everywhere, had more soul. And now, of course, with the rise of AI and with AI SLOP, the social media is cluttered, or is clustered, or is just bombarded with shitty things, with slop. And I'm convinced that this has a huge impact to our mental health and is giving us mental health issues, and in the worst case gives us depression. And I explain why. Last year I went to Vienna, a beautiful city in Austria. It's a very historical city. What I realized is, when you walk through this city, so many buildings are beautiful. They are just beautiful design. They have small little details in there, and it makes the city feel so much more alive, so much more interesting, so much more beautiful. When I went there, I visited a palace, and this was also so beautiful. The garden were all made, and the details, it was just so beautiful. You just want to spend more time in this old part of the city. Why? Because the new parts are just slop. They have no soul, they have no humanity. They are just built for convenience. And with that, we lose our humanity. We lose kind of our soul, because it's just slop that's built. It's just a grey tower, grey houses, lots of glass, and they aren't beautiful to look at, and they have no distinction between other cities where it's the same. With that, the new part of the city becomes stale, becomes dull. Life, if you live in this city, just becomes dull, because when you see these grey blocks, these glass towers everywhere, it's just dull. And for me, it's not a good experience. Then, when we are in the topic of cities, let's say you walk or you are in a city, it's bombarded with fast food chains. Let's say Subway, Chipotle, McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, and so on. It's littered with these fast food chains where the food is just slop. Of course, the food can be or taste sometimes alright or even good, but the food in itself, it's just slop. Literally, there have been studies that our food that we consume is so sloppy that we have more crooked teeth than ever. We need braces because our food is so sloppy. Because back when we were hunter-gatherers, our food was harder to chew. And now so much of our food is slop. It has no texture, it's not hard to chew. It's just one pile of slop that we can eat with one bite without needing our teeth, without needing our jaw strength. And this slop literally harms us physically. It harms our health, because the food is convenient, yes, but it's cheap. It's it has no soul. It's just full with artificial sweeteners, so it feels good. But it's just shit slop. Then of course the internet with movies and TV shows. My favorite movies were all movies that were released before 2010. Maybe there's some exception, but most of my favorite movies are movies that didn't came out recently. And the reason is because movies nowadays are just boring. They are stale. They are full with action scenes and with CGI, but they have no humanity. They have no soul. They are reboot after reboot after reboot. They aren't inventive. They aren't courageous. They are just so boring. In my opinion, they are just designed so you can watch it while also watching shorts on your phone. They aren't designed so you need to be attentive for a long period of time. They are just slop because they are probably designed so you can watch something else on your phone. Because movies in 2010, they needed your attentiveness, they needed your attention because they were more complex. They had a more complex story. And with that, they were better, they were more interesting because they weren't slop. Of course, I'm not saying that those movies are bad. They still can be good or enjoyable, but they are that. They are enough to maybe make some money, but they are not good in a sense. They are not exceptional. They are not inventive. They are just slop. Last is social media, of course. Social media is so full of slop. YouTube is so full with shit. With AI slop, with copy paste of videos after video. It's just copy paste of Mr. Beast style videos for entertainment. Like videos of, I put 10 young girls on Epstein's Island and I look what happens, or something like that, or just some random bullshit slop. YouTube in 2010 and around that era had so much more soul. Now it's just stale. It's just not inventive. So many basic videos. The same as, I mean, this channel in itself is just so much basic shit that is just copy and paste from bigger creator. No soul, and that's just fucking shit. It's just slop all over the place with AI, but also with just reusing the same shit. And of course, AI in itself doesn't make it better. With AI that's used in short form content, it's just all is slop. And I heard the saying that you are what you eat. But I think also we are what we consume. And when we consume slop, we can only produce slop ourselves. Because when we consume slop, we become slop. And then we only can produce slop. And when we just produce slop, when everything that we produce is easy, because slop is easy, it has no meaning, it's not difficult. AI, ChatGPT, of course it's convenient, but it is easy. But with that we lose meaning, we lose hardship, we lose achievement in our life, and this gives us mental health issues. Of course, when we walk through a city that is stale, we probably don't feel good. So this hits our mental health. When we eat shitty food that is just stale, that just fills our hunger, we don't feel good. We at highest feel normal about it, but we don't feel good about it. We don't feel positive about it. So this doesn't benefit our mental health. When we watch movies that are just meh, it doesn't improve our mental health. But especially when we consume short form content that's just slop, and videos that are just slop. And when we start doing and producing slop with using AI, with using ChatGPT, with just using and doing the fast option, we produce slop. It's easy and it's convenient to do those things, to eat those things, to watch those things. But they have no meaning, because easy in itself is a bad thing. Things that are come easy, they have a cost, and the cost is your mental health. When you have no achievements because you do the things that are easy, that are SLOP, you have a hit on your mental health, and then we just become depressed. We just become a nation that is depressed and that has mental health issues. And guess what? We are this nation. We are a society that has mental health issues, that has anxiety, that is full with stress, that is full with people who start to have depression, who harm themselves or try to harm themselves. And this is not going to stop. It's just going to rise, especially with AI SLOP. Something needs to change, and I don't know what, but we need to start to prioritize quality again instead of just efficiency. In our cities, in our food, in our movies, in our entertainment, also in what we ourselves produce. Of course, AI is convenient, but with that we lose our soul, and when we lose our soul, we have a hit on our mental health. And then we become a society who's just depressed, who's dull, who's stale, who has no meaning. And I'm dreadful of this future. And I'm afraid that this future is inevitable. So what can we do? I would say try to stop indulging in SLOP whenever you can. And try to produce more quality things. Try to use your brain more. Instead of just using AI and ChatGPT to solve your homework, do it yourself. So you use your goddamn brain. Instead of doing the easy things, try to do more hard things. Try to push your boundaries. Try to achieve something with your life, and try to invent new things. Try to aim for quality instead of efficiency and instead of SLOP. Because if we don't change something, we just become a society who is SLOP. And a sloppy society is a society with mental health issues, with physical health issues, and where the average is just unhappy. And I'm dreadful that this future is inevitable.